He was 38, married, and somehow he became my addiction. We didn't meet in real life, not at a cafe, not through friends. We met in an online chat room. I wasn't even supposed to be there. I had just gotten out of a 10-year relationship. I couldn't sleep. And loneliness has a way of making bad decisions feel reasonable. That's when I saw his username. One hot pock boy. I almost laughed, almost ignored it. But then he messaged me. Hi. Not baby, not anything creepy. Just hi. I don't know why I replied. Maybe it was the timing. Maybe it was the way he didn't try too hard. Or maybe I was already breaking. His name was Zaid. He lived in Pakistan, and he said he couldn't sleep either. That should have been my first warning, because somehow a stranger on the other side of the world understood me better than anyone ever had. We started talking every night, then every morning, then all the time. He told me about his life, his marriage, the way he felt trapped, and I told him things I had never said out loud, things my ex never even noticed. It felt wrong, but it also felt safe. And that's how it starts. Not with love, not with passion, but with understanding. Then, one night, he said something that changed everything. He said, "I wish I met you first." I should have stopped right there. But instead, I stayed. And that's when things stopped being just a conversation and started becoming something else, something darker. Because the more I needed him, the more he started to pull away. And the less he gave me, the more I wanted him. I didn't realize it then, but I wasn't falling in love. I was getting addicted. I told myself it was just a conversation, nothing more, just two strangers passing time. But that was a lie, because somehow he became part of my routine. Good morning texts, late night calls, random "are you okay" messages that came at the exact moment I wasn't. It felt intentional, like he could read me, or maybe I was just becoming predictable. Zaid wasn't like other guys. He listened, actually listened. He remembered the little things, my coffee order, the way I hated silence, how I overthink everything at night. And slowly, I stopped feeling alone. That was the dangerous part, because once someone becomes your comfort, you stop noticing when they become your weakness. He started opening up more too, about his marriage. She doesn't understand me. We're just existing. I feel trapped. I should have questioned it. I should have remembered there are always two sides to a story, but I didn't. Because when you're lonely, you don't look for truth. You look for a connection, and he gave me exactly that. Until one night, he disappeared. No message, no warning, nothing. At first, I didn't think much of it. People get busy. People have lives, right? But then hours passed, then a full day, and suddenly, I couldn't focus. I kept checking my phone, rereading old messages, overanalyzing everything. Did I say something wrong? Did I push too much? Or worse, was I that easy to forget? Then finally, my phone lit up. Zaid, "I'm sorry, I had to deal with something. That was it. No explanation, no details. And somehow, that bothered me more than his silence. Because now I realized something I hadn't before. I didn't know him. Not really. And yet, he had this hold on me. So instead of asking questions, instead of setting boundaries, I replied with just one word. It's okay. And that's when the shift happened. Because from that moment on, he knew. He knew I would wait. He knew I wouldn't push. He knew he had me. And the worst part, I let him. I told myself I was still in control, that I could leave any time, that it was just conversation. But the truth is, I started waiting for him. Waiting is a dangerous thing because it turns minutes into obsession and silence into imagination. Zaid didn't disappear again, not like before. Now he stayed, but in a different way. Some days he was warm, soft messages, long replies, questions about me like he actually cared. Other days, he was distant, short replies, delayed responses, like I was interrupting something important. And that's when it started, the confusion, because I didn't know which version of him was real, or worse, which one I wanted more. One night, I asked him something simple. Why are you like this sometimes? He took a while to reply, longer than usual. Then he said, I don't think I know how to be normal with people anymore. I should have taken that as a warning, but instead, I felt closer to him, like brokenness was something we shared, like it connected us. And that's how it begins, doesn't it? Not with love, but with recognition. Another night passed, then another. We talked more, about everything, and nothing. I started staying up later just to match his time, waiting for his messages like they meant something bigger than they should. And one night, he said something different, something that didn't sit right. You understand me more than my own wife does. I froze. I stared at the screen, waiting for him to correct it, to say it was a joke, but he didn't. Instead, he added, Don't overthink it. That line should have made me leave, but it didn't. It made me stay, because now there was something forbidden in the air, something I shouldn't be part of, but already was. And then came the shift. He started asking small things. What are you doing right now? Who were you talking to earlier? At first, it felt harmless, maybe even sweet, like attention, like interest. But slowly, it started to feel like checking, like counting, like watching. And I told myself it was nothing, just curiosity, just conversation. But one night, I didn't reply fast enough. Only 20 minutes. And he sent, You went quiet. No emoji, no warmth, just that. And something about it made my stomach tighten. So I replied quickly. I was busy. He didn't answer immediately. Then he said, You always get busy when I'm here. I laughed at first, but it wasn't funny, because it felt like he was noticing patterns I didn't even know I had, or worse, creating them. I should have ended it there, closed the app, deleted the chat, but instead, I stayed. And that's when he did something I wasn't ready for. He called me. I stared at the screen, his name glowing. Ring, ring. My heart shouldn't have reacted like that, but it did. I didn't answer, not immediately, because texting is easy. Words are controlled. Calls are not. He messaged right after. Answer. Just that. No question mark. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. I wasn't just talking to him anymore. I was starting to react to him. And that's when I pressed callback. My hands were shaking. The phone rang once, twice. Then he picked up and said, "Finally." And I swear, that one word felt like I had already lost something.